This is my review of Rebel Moon Part 1: A Child of Fire. Directed by Zack Snyder, Rebel Moon is a sci-fi fantasy adventure based on a book by Bruce Bethke. And it's about an ex-soldier and a simple farmer going on a quest to find people to help them resist against a tyrannical empire. Okay, so if there are two words that perfectly describe this movie, they would have to be, unfortunately, boring and unoriginal. The story is so bland. It feels like every basic sci-fi adventure story out there. A lot of the plot, a large portion of the plot just consists of finding a character to join the resistance, then finding another character to join the resistance, then finding another, and it's just so tedious. And maybe it could have worked if the characters were good, but they are not. They are also so bland. There is barely any interesting personalities to them. There are no good character dynamics or chemistry. There's barely any real character development to them. It was also forgettable. The villain is boring, the protagonist is boring, there are boring scenes of exposition, there's a character death that I felt absolutely nothing towards. And yeah, in general, this story and this movie is just boring, just plain boring. I got to a point where I was just waiting for the film to end because I just didn't want to watch it anymore. But maybe the visuals are good. Maybe you can at least enjoy this film on a surface level and just look at some awesome images. I mean, it's Zack Snyder we're talking about, and he almost always kills it when it comes to the visuals. And I'm sorry to say it, but this might just be Snyder's weakest looking film. The visuals are almost just as bland as the story itself, because this world looks like every basic generic sci-fi world out there. It is so unoriginal. It looks like a combination between Star Wars and Dune and some other stuff, and it does not stand out at all compared to other sci-fi worlds in fiction. Rebel Moon is a very disappointing sci-fi film. It's unoriginal, it's generic, the characters are boring, the story is boring, even the visuals are boring. And again, that's the best way to describe this film. It's boring. There's barely anything you can get out of it watching it, and it really is a shame because I do think Zack Snyder is a very talented director. He can just be very hit or miss when it comes to the scripts of his own films. And this one unfortunately does not show what his true potential could be. Maybe things could be turned around with the sequel because this is going to get a sequel. Maybe it could be good. But as for this one, this was a really bad beginning. I'm gonna give Rebel Moon a 3 out of 10. Stay tuned if you would like to see more film reviews. Peace out, fellow moviegoers.